Where in your life were things going good and then suddenly they stopped going good or maybe like completely fell apart? These are unconscious things, living in the limiting beliefs and the old stories that are tapes in our head that we don't even realize are there. It does not matter how incredible your high-level strategies are for achieving what you want in business or in life. If your mindset isn't matching the strategies, you're just done. Hello, my friends. I am Fiona Flyte. I am a business coach for performing artists and your prosperity priestess because, as far as I'm concerned, performing artists do deserve to be profitable no matter what the culture at large says. So let us talk today about the upper limit problem. And what I want to do is ask you, do you have an upper limit problem? Do you know what this even means? And we'll get into that in just a moment. In today's training, you're going to learn what is an upper limit problem, do you have one, why it happens, and how to fix it. Because the truth is that the real reason we don't reach our goals is very often an upper limit problem. Now, if you are not already a member of the Profitable Performer Facebook community, you may want to click that link in the description here, pop on over and join for more free trainings, community, and we often continue the conversation there. All right, so let's dive in. The upper limit problem, I first heard about it in a book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And wow, did it sound really familiar? It sounded so familiar in terms of my own life experience and also what I used to see my singing students going through and also my colleagues and now my business clients and students as well. So it's a huge problem. So what is it? I'd like you to think about celebrities for just a moment and lottery winners. How many of these massive lottery winners, for example, end up blowing their whole fortune and have like catastrophic things happen to them? If you do the research, you'll actually find that a great number of people who win the lottery end up losing it all and really destroying their lives, like going into massive self-destructive spirals. And similarly with some celebrities, obviously not all celebrities, but there are an awful lot of stories of people like Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears. And I mean, personally, I think there's a systemic sexism thing happening there too. But even that sort of plays into this whole, world of the upper limit problem. You think of someone like in the book, Gay Hendricks uses the example of Belushi, who was at the height of his fame and celebrity and artistic satisfaction and, also downward spiraled until he overdosed and died. I mean, it gets terrible. So many incredible artists end up dying, right? I mean, I don't have to list them all. You can just start thinking of your own favorites. Dying by overdoses and suicide. Of course, both of those things, it's your own making. They're dying from themselves in some way, right? Either they kill themselves directly or indirectly. This often happens because they have hit their upper limit. So what is the upper limit? The upper limit can actually apply to any aspect of your life, and it usually does. It can apply to the whole of your life, like your general happiness and satisfaction, but it can also apply specifically to your money or your love life or your family life or your home or your job opportunities, your career. It can be very narrow and specific or holistic. And in fact, it usually affects us in both ways simultaneously. So the upper limit, if you just think of it as the upper limit. So you're going along and you kind of are in a homeostasis, like you're just kind of even keel and balanced in your life. And then things start getting good. Oh, this is great, right? You think, oh, this is great. And consciously you're like, wow, the things are going great. But maybe you also think, well, when's the other shoe going to drop? Or when's the crap going to hit the fan? So part of you is already preparing for disappointment, which is a whole nother thing that I'll talk about probably in another video. But what happens is we're going along and we're thinking, okay, things are good, things are good. Wow, things are good, things are good. And you reach a threshold for how good you're going to allow your life to be. Just let that sit in for a second. Like, let that settle. You end up deciding how good you're going to allow your life to get. And that's the upper limit problem. And it's huge. So if you hit your upper limit in terms of how good you're going to allow your love life to get, or how much money you're going to allow yourself to have, or what kind of career opportunities you're going to allow for yourself, or even how happy you're going to allow yourself to feel, if you hit it before and your goal is past that limit, well, you're not going to reach your goal, right? You're not. So you've got to actually figure out, where is that upper limit that you set for yourself, and how can you dismantle it? So the next question is, do you have one? Do you have an upper limit problem? And I don't know, you may already be thinking like, oh, me, do I? For myself, yeah, I have got a lot of upper limit problems in all areas of my life. And it's so frustrating to realize that these exist, because why? We're sabotaging ourselves. And that's the whole point, right? So, when I think about picking a fight with my husband after like a day or a week or a month of getting along so well, and then we have this big argument where one of us, or, one of us seems to have started it. It could have been either of us, and it escalates. Why was that necessary? It wasn't necessary, right? Another example for myself, I was doing these incredible launches for my program, which is now the course, the Profitable Performer Revolution. And I was launching it, and I was having these incredible 5-figure launches. The first time I made 19 and a half, actually the $1,000. The next launch was actually for my one-to-one. It was $32,000. Well, my brain just couldn't handle the idea of making money at that scale. And that third launch, I ended up going to $10,000. Now, that's fantastic, right? It's still a 5-figure launch. It was a little over $10,000, but I know, looking back at it, that I had hit an upper limit, and I did things to sabotage myself because I just couldn't quite hold space for myself to keep growing that quickly. And so, ask yourself, where in your life were things going good, and then suddenly they stopped going good, or maybe like completely fell apart? That's your upper limit. Like, really be honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself, you're going to be like, whoa, okay, I need to change this, right? Because why? We're doing it to ourselves. So the next question is, why does it happen? Why is this happening to us? It shouldn't happen. We want to be happy, right? We want to be rich and successful and in love. We want good things in our life. But there are stories and limiting beliefs that we are attached to that end up sort of being more important than what it is we actually want. So, for example, if you have this story that you can't make more money than your parents, then you're not going to make more money than your parents. You're going to find ways to not make more. Because what if you have equated in your head that making more money than your parents means you don't love them, or means that you don't need them, or means that you're better than them, or means that maybe they were incredibly wonderful parents, and you don't want to, like, in your head, you think, oh, it's going to hurt their feelings if their child is making more money. I mean, it could be anything, right? Or maybe, again, in childhood, maybe your parents got divorced, and you just, in your head, you think, oh, it was so good. It was my birthday, and I was having the best day of my life. And that was the day I found out that my parents were getting a divorce. And now you equate happiness, like this happy moment, with, oh, what bad thing is going to happen because one time when you were a child, something really bad happened when you were happy. Do you see how this kind of craziness happens in our minds? And, I can call you crazy because I call myself crazy. I get it. This is all unconscious. We're not walking around consciously going, I'm going to sabotage myself. That's not what this is about. These are unconscious things, living in the limiting beliefs and the old stories that are tapes in our head that we don't even realize are there. We've believed them for so long, we just think that it's reality, when the truth is it's not reality. These are stories that you've made up, right? So we actually will self-sabotage ourselves in so many different ways. So now the most important question is, how can you fix this, right? That's what you want. That's what I want. We want to be able to stop this cycle. We want to break through the upper limit, or at least move it, move that upper limit a little higher, and then discover a new upper limit. Well, how do we do that? And the first thing is to make it conscious. So stop letting these stories live in your unconscious and actually bring them out. Ask yourself, okay, do I have an upper limit problem? Where in my life is there an upper limit problem? Am I afraid to be too happy or too wealthy or too in love? What is the area in your life where you're holding yourself back? And are there multiple areas? Maybe choose one to start with. Is it your health? Is it your fitness? There's so many areas, right? And then tip one, identify, right? Part one, identify if you have it, where you have it. And then take that step back and think, okay, well, how am I creating this? What am I thinking about? What are the stories that I'm telling myself? What are the tapes that I'm running that are making this happen on a recurring basis? And then you're going to need to do some inner work. This is something I stress inside Profitable Performer Revolution and with my clients all the time. It does not matter how incredible your high-level strategies are for achieving what you want in business or in life. If your mindset isn't matching the strategies, you're just done, right? Because underneath, unconsciously, you're self-sabotaging yourself. So that's why in all of my business work with clients, I do not avoid. In fact, I embrace not only the mindset work, but we dive deeper into the inner work. We look at what is under the surface so we can actually make real change. Because in order to take that massive, messy, inspired action that we all know is what's going to move us toward our goal and our destination, we have to get out of our own way. Is this landing for you? Let me know in the comments. I hope this is really making sense, and I hope that this can really help you to smash that upper limit problem and really look at the underlying belief system that you have put in place. Remember, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. It doesn't have to be truth or reality. It's just your perception of reality filtered through your own belief system. Okay? So ask yourself, what am I saying to myself? What's going on under the surface? What are the shadows that I'm projecting out that are actually all about something going on inside? And then one more tip in terms of how to fix it, really think about the people that you're surrounding yourself with, okay? So are they doing the same kind of thing? Do they have the same upper limit as you? And if so, if you want to achieve a goal, like let's say making a lot more money, but you're only surrounding yourself with other performers who are making minimum wage, it's going to be very, very hard for you to break through those unconscious beliefs and that upper limit situation that you've got going on in terms of what's possible. So you really want to start surrounding yourself, even if it's just via books and via, Facebook Lives or wherever else you're finding these people. Even if it's just there, you need to start really bringing in alternative ideas for what is possible. One of the things that I love doing is reading biographies and autobiographies, especially, and memoirs of the people that I admire, because it's like, whoa, they had to deal with this thing too. So maybe I could do it. And look where they came from. It's like so much harder than where I came from. And look what they've accomplished. Wow, I could really see how this is possible. They broke through their upper limit. Now, some of the celebrities, as we started off, did not break through their upper limit. And that's a cautionary tale because they self-sabotaged all the way to, the worst possible outcome. That's not going to be you, my friend, right? You're going to break through your upper limit. And I would love to be part of that journey. So if you feel at all called to investigate the Profitable Performer Revolution for 24 hours, because I'm not in an official enrollment period yet. For 24 hours, I'm going to leave a link here in the comments to a free masterclass, which is going to give you even more information about how to leverage social media to build a profitable business as a performing artist. I teach you in that free masterclass, I teach you my 3M framework for doing just that. And at the end of the masterclass, I'll explain more about the Profitable Performer Revolution and give you an opportunity to join the program if you feel called to do so. Otherwise, join the free Facebook group where more trainings, more content every day. I usually am in there at least twice a day. And if you are watching this later and that link is removed, I'll have replaced it with the waitlist. Get on the waitlist because we do have a big live enrollment period coming in the summer. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'll just pop over and see if you have any comments or questions. Feel free and drop any additional comments later. I love coming back and seeing what you have to say. All right, I hope this is helpful. So much love to you and have a wonderful day. Mwah.